Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday, August 14th, and I'm just going to give you a quick update on my weight loss progress since last week. Last week, I weighed in at 198.3 pounds, and this morning I got on the scale and I was 198.8 pounds. Oh, well, I gained half a pound, and it could be water weight, which I'm sure it is. But I also think I'm showing signs of weight loss plateauing again. Now, this has happened twice before, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I understand through reading and research that you undergo multiple weight loss plateaus during your weight loss journey or your weight loss progress. Now, I've been at this since February, so I'm used to it. It's happened before. Hopefully, it's not a projected time that I'm on this weight loss plateau. Another possibility is that I'm getting used to the semaglutide, that it's not as effective and it's not curbing the cravings or doing what it's supposed to be doing. As I reported last week, I'm at 15.6% of my total body loss. Now, according to clinical trials and statistics, with the semaglutide, it could be a range of anywhere between 12 and 15%. So I'm exceeding that range right now. However, the tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro or Zepbound, that has a better rate of weight loss results. From what I've read, it could be up to 20% of your total body loss. So that's something that I may look into. I just renewed my prescription. I took my first dose of this current prescription last night, and I've got 3 more to go. So it'll get me to the same time next month in September. And if I'm still not losing the weight that I think I want to lose, I'm going to talk to the doctor about switching over to tirzepatide. It's a little bit more expensive. However, I've gone this far, so I might as well make the best of it and do what I've got to do. Every week, I've kind of tied together some of the biometrics that I was able to derive from the scale I've been using. There's an app that's associated with the VSync biometric scale, and it's pretty accurate from what I understand. And each week, I've been taking 2 of those biometrics and explaining them a little bit. The first week, I talked about subcutaneous and visceral fat. The second week was the proteins and making sure you have enough protein and water. The third week was BMR and muscle mass. And last week, I talked about BMI and free body weight. So the 2 biometrics that I want to talk about today is the metabolic age and body fat percentage. Let me explain a little bit of those. And again, I'm just going to read it because I don't want to miss anything that's important and mislead you. This is just information that I was able to derive. I'm not suggesting you take these things for heart. Make sure you talk to your doctor or whoever else assists you in making your medical decisions. I'm not qualified. I'm just doing what's best for me. All I can do is report what I've read and get back to you on those reports. Now, this information comes from the app that's associated with the VSync scale. There's a little synopsis amongst the 14 biometrics that it gives you. It actually gives you the weight, and they consider that one of the biometrics, and then 13 other biometrics. So since I've given you 8 already, this is number 9 and 10, I'll have 4 more to go, including explanation of weight. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to correlate those together. I just may pick 2 and explain what it tells me on the app. All right, metabolic age, and how does it affect me? Your metabolic age is how your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, or how many calories your body burns at rest compared to the average BMR for people in your chronological age in a general population. If your metabolic age is lower than your chronological age, that's a good sign. If it's higher, you may want to take a look at your dietary habits and exercise routine. Metabolic age is more of a fitness term than a medical one. It's a way to compare your MR to other people your age. It can offer a general idea of your metabolism so you can take steps to manage weight and improve health. My metabolic age shows that it's 84 years. However, my actual age is 78, soon to be 79 in a couple of months. So let's just use 79. Metabolic age shows that it's 5 years higher than my chronological age. Here's some advice for exercise relating to metabolic age and trying to get it down a little bit. Do aerobic activities such as walking, running, cycling, swimming, or other activities that increase your heart rate and burn calories. Focus on strength training so you can build up muscle to increase your BMR. Start the day with a series of stretches. Spend less time sitting. Choose stairs over escalators and elevators and parking spots further from the door. Go for walks throughout the day. Take a brisk 2-mile walk or ride a bike throughout the week. Join an exercise class or dance class. Yeah, of course. I mean, the more exercise you get, the better you're going to be. However, this doesn't take into account really if you're not ambulatory like I am. I mean, I get around, but I do get around with a rollator and a cane. And my exercise is limited to what I can do using those aids. And I do sit in a chair and I do some exercising when I'm sitting in a chair because my balance sucks. And I'm afraid I'm going to fall. And all the exercise in the world is not going to do me a bit of good if I fall and break something. Because when you get older, you know darn well that it takes longer to heal. And I'm not going through that. So use your common sense, use your judgment. And that's probably the best advice that I can give you. And you could take that to the bank. Advice for the dietary in regards to the metabolic age. And this is pretty much similar to everything else I've given you. The best way to lose body fat is to consume fewer calories than you burn. Again, I said last week, duh. But yeah, that's true. You got to consume less calories. So be conscious of all your calories. Make sure you count your calories. Use an app that you can count your calories in, or you can estimate your calories. Make sure you don't drink a lot of sugary drinks. And I've mentioned this before because sugary drinks have a lot of calories in it. So does alcohol. So be aware of those hidden calories that you can add without even knowing it, because there's hidden calories all the time. I I like those Werther's caramel candies, and I usually consume about 4 of those a day. And according to the calorie count on that, that's 90 calories. That's 90 calories I probably could use somewhere else. And they're not healthy calories, but I'm kind of addicted to it. So that's what I'm doing. And maybe I'll cut it down. Maybe instead of 4 a day, I'll cut it down to 3, then cut it down to 2, and then hopefully cut it down to 1 and none after that time. Uh, the American Heart Association and the American College of Cardiology recommend a diet that is high in fruits, vegetables, fiber, whole grains, and nuts. Your diet should also contain lean proteins such as soy, fish, or poultry. I've eaten so much poultry lately. Actually, I'm getting a little bit sick of it, so I swap out what I eat for breakfast sometimes, or eat for dinner. I'll use ham or I'll use pork or something, because if I eat any more poultry, I'll have feathers coming out of my butt. And yeah, I like chicken, but too much chicken at one time over a protracted period of time gets old. But my taste could change tomorrow. I don't know. So uh, chicken whenever I think it's necessary. And you got to limit the amount of sugar, salt, red meat, and saturated fat. That's important. The next biometric that pretty much correlates with your metabolic age is body fat. And how does it affect you? Body fat is the percentage of fat in your body. It can be found in muscle tissue, under the skin, which is called subcutaneous fat, and around organs, that's called visceral fat. Essential fat helps protect internal organs, stores fuel for energy, and regulates important body hormones. Essential fat is necessary to maintain life and reproductive functions. The percentage of essential body fat for women is greater than that for men due to the demands of childbearing and other hormonal functions. Again, advice for the dietary. It's just going to be a repeat of what I just said. Lean protein, things like that, whole grains, nuts, fish, poultry. Limit your sugar intake. Limit the amount of red meat and saturated fat, and especially salt. I go to Chick-fil-A in the morning, and I thought about having a bowl of chicken noodle soup because I got there late in the morning. I think they serve breakfast until 10:30, and then it switches over to the other menu. And I looked at the chicken noodle. Yeah, it was great in calorie count. Uh, but I looked at the sodium count, and it was about 2,100 grams per serving. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that because salt is very water retentive, and I naturally retain body water. So I take furosemide, which is generic Lasix, usually once a day to help me eliminate that excess water in my body. All right, now let me get into the exercise portion that they recommend for body fat percentage and how to lower it. Your body fat stores energy. In order to lose body fat, you must burn more calories than you consume by exercising regularly. Do aerobic activities such as walking, running, cycling, or swimming for 3.5 hours every week. Strength training twice a week can also help burn calories while increasing lean muscle and boosting your metabolism. So it looks like I'm going to have to start increasing my aerobic activity. Uh, I can't walk. Definitely can't run. I'm afraid to get on a bicycle. I haven't been on a bicycle in years. Swimming, yeah, that's a possibility. I have a local pool here that I can go to, and I believe they have an easy entry ramp that you can get yourself down, and it is handheld rails. But I'd have to park my rollator away from the ramp and ease myself into the pool. And I don't know if I want to start doing that yet. I'm going to Disney at the end of the year in December for my birthday. I'll be 79 in December. So when I get there, I may have, because I'll have my son with me, I may try to get into the pool and ease myself into it and see how comfortable I feel being in the pool again. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Well, my name is John, and thank you for visiting my channel in John's Universe. Hopefully, you've subscribed already, and I appreciate you doing so. I've gotten overwhelmed by the number of subscribers I've had lately. I do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed and you like what I talk about, and you get into the other things that I talk about regarding being older and how to cope with it, and some of the other mechanisms I talk about. Also, I'm going to be starting a YouTube training course for older people. I'm entitling it KISS, KISS, which the acronym stands for not Keep It Simple Stupid. This is Keep It Simple Seniors. And it's probably about 2 to 3 weeks off right now. And I might put a primer up there to recommend some of my previous videos that you can look at to prepare yourself for this course. Now, it's going to be very elemental. I'm going to keep it down to the level where everybody can understand it. So I'm not sure if it's going to offend anybody because it's going to be so simplistic, but I think that's how you learn, and you learn by repetition, and you learn when everybody else can learn. Now, I also mentioned I'm going to be teaching this at the senior center here at my town, and it looks like it's going to be in December, January, and February. I've got to call the program director and get on the schedule and give her a complete summation of what I want to do. I don't know if I'm going to make it a 6-week course or an 8-week course. It just depends on what I want to cover each time. Now, again, if you like this video, right down in the middle, there's a thumbs up button. If you click that thumbs up button, I would appreciate it because that helps with our YouTube algorithm. Now, down on this side, there's a notifications bell. I finally got the sides right. If you click on that notifications bell, that will just notify you when I have a new video coming up. And again, leave comments. I've gotten tons and tons of comments lately, both regarding my weight loss and in my other videos that I've put up or I've created that talk about getting older and so forth and so on. And I've gotten a lot of good comments, as I mentioned, and they've been helpful comments, and I appreciate that. And what's good about the comments is everybody can see them. So whatever you put up, everybody can read it, and they may gain some insightful information from what you put up. So don't be afraid. Now, if you're going to be stupid about it and put up derogatory stuff, that's your prerogative. However, my prerogative is, and it depends upon the mood I'm in that particular day, and I mentioned this before, I'm liable to give you a smart-ass, snarky answer back and then just block you. Or I just may block you without even responding. So I don't know. And I've had a couple of those that I've had to do because I don't need that toxicity on my channel. So again, thank you again for listening to me today, ramble on, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you in next week's weight loss journey video. And hopefully in next week's video regarding my weight loss, I'll record a weight loss, a good weight loss next week. Hopefully this week it was just showing water weight, that half pound, but it doesn't bother me. If it's a weight loss plateau, yeah, I'll get through it. It just takes determination and perseverance and keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to go from something that's working for me to the unknown. And I'm just not going to do it. It's going to be my choice, and I'm going to just do the best I can with it. And if it stays for a couple of weeks, that plateau, that's fine. I'll just work through it. All right. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it. Everybody have a good day. Bye.